Hi, Clara. It's so nice to see you. I think you're on mute. We can't really hear you.
There we
So
go.
we can hear you now. Hi there, Davy and Clara. So happy to see both of you.
I'm Carlo. Davi was the moment before that you saw.
I am so sorry. I am so very sorry. Hi there, Carlo and Clara. I'm so very happy to see the two of you. Thank you so much for making the time, and coming on this call with all of us today. We're very excited.
Oh, now I'm happy. I'm joyful. Clara is, look at her here. See what she's doing? Painting some air mac. And she's asking me for some blue because I always am out to not give to, I would say less is more, to not have a mess creating. Otherwise, it's a big story. And you're saying that where's writing David? David is, Clara is asking, why is on the identity written David? Because I think this iPad, David has been using it for the school. And so probably on the identity comes Davi. That was why she was asking why is written Davi.
Oh, okay, yeah. Even I was wondering at one point, but now I get it. So I'm pretty sure she's doing something amazing over there right now. She's crafting a wonderful piece, I can tell. So I'm just gonna introduce Clara to everyone here, as well as to our potential viewers and listeners, so that they all may know who Clara is and what an amazing person she is. So here we have Clara Woods, who is a 15-year-old girl who cannot speak because she had a prenatal stroke, but that does not stop her from wanting to share her life with the rest of the world through her painting. She was born from a Brazilian mom and a Dutch-Canadian dad, but she lived in Italy, so she understands 3 languages. Clara loves ice creams, and she wants to be a mom to 3 twins and have her own swimming pool. And Clara used to sneak in the kitchen to get some extra food when she was little, and now that she is a teenager, she is more interested to the Prince Charming issue. Painting is her way of sharing her inner world. She doesn't think that she is different. Only thing is that she uses colors instead of her words. Her life has been widely enriched by her painting adventures, and she is using her art to say that no one is different and that life can be full and challenging and terrific whether you are normal or different. And by the way, Clara believes that there is no such thing as different. And this is the story of a girl who was able to transform obstacles into the will to live, an example of extraordinary strength that tells how the love for art can help overcome even the greatest of difficulties. And this is the story of a family that faces the obstacles of confronting a severe disability every day, and a path to include Clara in an often indifferent world. A battle full of love that gave Clara a peaceful childhood and a path that wants to create her a future. So I just wanted to know, as my first question, when did Clara fall in love with art?
Well, you were 6 years old. It was when Davi was born, and we bumped into a beautiful painting in a country house in Tuscany, made from a kid, and we asked about this kid, and they told her, yeah, it's a teacher that gets very great things out of kids to paint. And we started painting with Astrid, this woman. And actually at the starting, you would also tear away the stuff and not be at ease with the rough traits that you would draw, because already in your class, you had boys and girls that were with a finer trait in designing, right? Mm. And that was a road of acceptance and also a lot of encouragement that brought to, with the combining of putting bigger canvases in the game, that you got actually really fond of it through the story of Frida Kahlo. You liked very much the story how she managed to transform her cursings or pains into also joys.
That was wonderfully said. That is so inspirational, how she found her joy in painting and her inspiration, for painting at such a young age. Not a lot of people, can find that, and it's really inspirational how she has still stuck to this passion of hers, and she is developing it and, continuing to pursue it. And that's very, very, very inspirational. And now I'd like to give the opportunity to Jennifer to ask her question. So Jennifer, you may go ahead.
Hi, Clara. Hi, Carlo. It's so good to hear you and talk to you. So my question for you is there something else that you enjoy besides art?
Well, what comes in the mouth? Ice cream. It's the one part. I would say you like also but running, right? Even if we fall 7 times, we get up 8 times. I would say, would more than I would say, would you say also going to the coast and challenging the waves, right? Because still we don't spend so much time actually in the water. It's a progress, but you look at Jennifer, because it's nicer that we can look at each other's eyes, right? And that's also a big part in your life, right? You are another person also that does not like to hang around too much at home, right? You like to go more to stroll around. Last Friday, you went for the first time to a parallel road and then walked by. We do not even know where she went. And we found that that's nice, challenging, because Clara is somewhat fearful, right? To do things by herself. And so that's a step of, that we're very grateful that we see this side of also joy, of independence, that you love it. You're scared and terrified from it on one side, but on the other side, you like it also to walk by yourself, right? And then another thing, what do you like about? You like looking at movies, right? That's a big part of it. Like we need to refrain that. Careful that your hands are covering your face. And then you like animals are also a big part of it. You like animals, right? Okay, we'll put 1 second. We put 1 second on load the iPad that is not connected. Here to get it loading. Is it working? Yeah, now it's working. Perfect. And community also is a whole side. It's a difficult one, true? Relating with people, because life is slower when we don't talk. And so it is an issue that you like people, though, true? But it is a hard one, because few people are able to slow down to take time to understand you, because it's a slow business, right? And everything that is every possible transgression, she's specialized in stealing food that you like to steal. If there's something forbidden, it's all the more attractive. You see, you're cold, you want to pull over. I get 1 second a sweatshirt for her, because you're
Ari is such an awesome person. We would all love to be friends with you, You're like so inspirational, and we love your painting. We're like fans of it. Hopefully once we can fly to Italy, or I'm not sure where you stay, but hopefully once we could all fly there and meet you. It would be great to see you in person, We love to be your best friends,
Where do you live?
We all live in different places. Like I live in UAE, Jennifer stays in India, Alicia, Umama, Manisha stay in UAE along with me, and Ria and Kishan stay in Kenya. So, we're all spread out internationally.
Oh, also, you've got a friend also in Kenya?
Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. And how did you build this network?
I did this last year during my summer vacation. I just, did it all through social media, Instagram, and I was reaching out to people and I was getting people to share the post. And that's when all these people came and they applied, and then I took them in. So it's a very nice family, within our organization.
What did you post?
I just posted a little bit about what our organization is about. And also I posted about the job openings, the roles, like the different positions. So like writers or directors or, PR coordinators. And I just posted it and then people applied. So that was really nice.
What a blessing. How precious. Because Bettina just passed me the questions now, and my wife. And I do not know anything about your organization. That was why I'm making such a basic question. Sorry about.
No, it's totally fine. Don't apologize. It's fine. It's
because
what to inform people about our organization.
What's the name of the organization?
United for Change.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Where is the stronghold for the change that you built the pillar of change?
So basically, why I created this organization is because there are many people around the world who want to create change. They are aspiring change makers, but unfortunately, it's a very difficult task to make change in this world. Therefore, I brought together a team of 30 people from about 11 different countries. So what we do is that we provide aspiring change makers with a team, the resources, as well as the expertise to help them bring meaningful impact to this world. So if anybody has a change, like say they want to raise 1,000 tons of plastic, for example, we will help them to do that because we're giving them the team, we're helping them with the marketing, and we're doing all of that. And we will also gather up, raising plastic, for example, to help them reach their goals. So all in all, that person will succeed at their goal. It will benefit the world, it will benefit that person. And, it
Beautiful.
goes on like that.
How many projects are running?
Currently, we don't have any because we are still getting our website built,
Yes.
but we are increasing our brand awareness through different things, like by posting on social media and also through this talk show. When we speak to different people, where, we really want to get in touch with people, and especially renowned people, and we want to know about them so that, we can spread awareness about meaningful situations that are happening around the world that many people don't know of.
How precious.
Much.
That we when there is maybe a project that dives up, we could join in something. We could try to synergize some awareness, right? And
yes, please.
work on the theme.
Yes,
so
love that.
Update us about
sure.
the first project that will kick off.
Of course we will, and do send us a mail anytime if you have a project in mind, you want to join us in doing something collaboratively. We're happy to help because Clara is such an amazing person, and we would love to work with Clara.
Yeah, we see the biggest hindrances, we parents, that we're not willing to go. That's this American expression, the extra mile, and I call it the extra 1,000 miles, because we believe strongly that it is a part of somebody of the family has a limitation. The rest of the family also lives that if the family is somewhat functional, and as such, it is a decision. That's where also family stands on a pact versus a contract, and that is an effort that is very scary and also risky, because disability slows down a whole process that goes against our nature of doing, and then you can also, when you contemplate disability, it is easier then also to add value. But otherwise, it's a very, very difficult issue. That we say, in the so-called wealthy countries, we institutionalize the disability, but it's a authentic segregation. And where I think we live, disabilities are a bit like you take a plane and you want to go to a place you've got in mind, and you'll end up in a completely different place. And I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. So sorry.
Don't
But
worry.
yeah, I totally agree with what you have to say. Oftentimes there are not a lot of people in this world who, understand what true disability is. And what we do at our organization is we even raise awarenesses on that. And we seek to make more informed changes in this way and to interact with more people who have disabilities, because we really feel that, it is important to interact and make people who are different from us feel more valued in a world like this where everybody is so focused on themselves. So that is essentially our goal, and I was really inspired
Yes.
by everything you just said. And
Yeah.
now I'd like to give the opportunity to Alicia to ask her question. So Alicia, you may go ahead.
Hi, Clara. Hi, Carla. I'm Alicia.
Hello.
And firstly, I would like to say that, Clara, you're a wonderful person. When I heard your story, I was so touched. And I totally agree with you. And I am with you with your beliefs that disability isn't different. It is unique. And that's what makes you so unique and special in the world. And you're just one of us. You just do it a bit different. That makes you stand out from the crowd. And I think your story should be heard by many. And I hope this episode is heard by many viewers so that they can be inspired by you, because you're such a driving force to the youth. So with that being said, I would like to know, I've heard that you're a model. And so, Carlo, can you tell me what motivated Clara to become one?
Well, it all started actually 5 years ago when you were barely 10 years of age. And Bettina, my wife, and I, we were busy in doing power wheelchairs for people with disabilities. And Bettina is very smart and puts a lot of energy in the social media. It's a big drag because it's a double sword. But she thought, we've got a more serious problem than we think. I thought with Clara, 10 years of age, she did not learn to read or write, because we thought that we would have you reading and writing, right? At 6 years of age in the first grade. That did not come up. And so we thought this is going to be more complicated than what we imagined. And so Bettina said, what can you do if you cannot read and write? And we're there in Italy. And she'd been blonde sticks out, as everybody is fairer skinned. And what happened, Bettina said, I would like that you'd be, in some way, try to make it that she's more influential. And I thought, whoa, that is very harsh and hard, difficult and complicated. We don't talk, you don't read or write. What can you influence? And many mother moms also were grinning and sneering and laughing and saying, well, this mom is really crazy. And then it was 4 years ago, she opened her first Instagram account and very slowly started building up some content and some followers. And then started also making some photo shootings. And then Bettina started proclaiming this word, also putting in this word of model. And I thought, well, my brothers also, they were saying, but this is a bit, so superficial world and everything. And yeah, but there's not so many other options. So, and also because the idea of model is so perverted in this world as an idea. Clara has, by the way, also, because we've got two brains, right? The rational side that is on our right side that commands the left side of the body, and the creative side. And I didn't say the wrong side. And the left side of the brain that commands the right side is the rational side. So I call it the German side, the rational side, and then the Italian side, the more creative side, that one there. And with Clara, she's very loose. She's not got this issue of so much, trying to be something that we're not. And like Jesus says, let's be more Jesus-like, not easy and in a way of not always pretending. And so that took a bit of a shape that some brands started sending some clothing to, in exchange for some material that we would produce. And one thing pulled after the other. Now that we rebooted, we started our life again, we've not been doing any paid assigned modeling, just some clothing that they've sent us, but nothing more till now in exchange. So I call it more amatorial work as modeling. But Bettina is very persevering, saying, you know what, we proclaim, and then we see from how it goes, because it is a nice idea to think a person that is limping, that has got a left hand that is partially functional and the right hand not at all functional, to say, hey, we can also be a model with an important disability on board.
That was really impressive. And I think that's so cool because at 10 years of age, you were able to influence an audience with a career like modeling, which is usually inclined towards beauty or promoting a brand or something, but you promoted a significant cause to let people know about these causes and issues that happens in our world. So that's really impressive. So thank you for sharing with us that.
Hi, Clara and Carlo. A question for you is, do you have a favorite TV show that you watch regularly?
Well, Clara had a time that she put some time in Grey's Anatomy, right? Then but we've been now trying to slow that down. You got into looking also Casa de Papel, that was also a Spanish series that she got in. But then you got in, we now got Pure Flix, that is a filter of, there's so many non-edifying TV shows that we said, hey, they are building a spirit of apathy, of being passive. So we downloaded the app, The Chosen, right? Now, there is an app that it's got a brief film TV series. It's out of the Hollywood scene. It's not been built in the Hollywood scene. And it's called The Chosen. And that's been catching some attention. And otherwise, Clara likes binging a bit also on YouTube, on looking at a Dutch woman that does abstract art sometimes. We try to avoid Instagram and TikTok because you're doing much better, right? You just want to say that you're looking at that less. And otherwise, we try to not get into TV shows, but in movies and films, that we just see a film and that's not the thing that it needs to continue to build a chain of slavehood that to free ourselves from that dynamic.
Clara, I would say you have a great taste, and Casa de Papel is very good because I've watched it personally, and I also watch Friends. It's a really good TV show.
Where do you call us from?
You mean where I'm located? I'm in Kenya.
Kenya, wow. I got a piece of my heart for Africa. You grew up in Kenya?
I was brought up in Kenya.
Wow, beautiful. Who knows? Maybe one time we can make it over.
Hey, Clara and Carlo. This is Manisha. So the next question we have for you is, from where does Clara get inspiration for her paintings?
I think from you more from what you live than from what is assigned, actually. So when she made her first exhibition, it was said to us, oh, you parents don't understand anything about Clara. What is an abstract? She's a pure abstractist. That is not a person that lets herself, be guided from the classical way of portraiting. she goes for it. And so it's authentically like taking a ride where you don't know where you're going. And I think it's also on her. She says she knows it all. I've got some doubts, but it's part of the game, you know, to be on board of something that is not so clear, a bit like in our life also. So now, like we're trying to streamline a little bit, that we make some paints with ice creams, right, for an exhibition of an ice cream event place in West Hollywood. That's, by the way, an Italian that moved over here. And otherwise, she's in for more colorful colors, even if we've been pushing some black and white to work more on the shades and not go like a bomb around like this. But there's many things. Let's see if I can turn around this camera. I show you one in a second. This one here. There you see a big piece. This is very tall piece that is Clara, in a situation that I would always leave a big question mark. I don't know what I'm on board exactly, because I sometimes talk out for some things, but you don't like talking so much out. You like doing more.
Thank you for that wonderful response. I personally loved that painting. It looks beautiful. I feel like Clara herself is an inspiration to so many, as she expresses her emotions through her art, which is a very big thing as per her age. Lastly, I would just say that she is my inspiration too, and I get very motivated when I see her doing her art or any painting. So thank you once again for that beautiful response.
Thank you. Where do you come from? Where are you living?
I live in UAE.
Wow. Who knows? That's which city?
Dubai.
Dubai. My, oh my. It's a big city, yeah. I bless you dearly.
So I honestly loved that painting, and that has answered part of the next question, which I was going to ask. And honestly, I literally love the way how Clara paints, and what she said was so true. You know, you need to do more than speaking more. That is something which many of us fail to do, honestly. We often speak more and do less, you know, and I've noticed this not only with myself, but also with the others. But I want to come to my next question, which is, what is Clara's current favorite piece of art? Does she have one? A current favorite piece of art that she loves?
You now have one that she says she does not want to sell, right? You want to show it? Yes, I show it. Let's see. This one here is Clara's got on 6th of October an exam to see how the brain is working. The Americans, they don't trust how European brains work. So they said, we want to check it out. I do find it bigger. And so they put all these sensors, you see, all these antennas on the brain to see how, if she's got little epileptic attacks or not, because they classify you in a states accordingly if you are in danger of that or not. And so there's the EEG, it's the acronyms of this exam on the brain activity. And we were saying there's a woman in Italy wanted to buy it. And Clara said, no, this time here I want to hold on to it. And that is not usual for Clara. Clara, we tend to try to say always less is more in our life, so we don't have such an attachment to things. Things come and go. Is that right, dear? And but she's attached more to creatures that she painted that were made into cushions. I'll show you 2 cushions. I run over to get them. That you see, those you're very fond of, right? I'll show.
Clara is such an inspiration to all of us. Like literally, you paint so well. I couldn't even paint half of what you can paint. Literally, you're so good.
This is not Super Mario, as you call it, Angry Mario. Yeah, Monster Mario. There's a landlord that was a bit rough with my parents-in-law. And this is the other one. And they alternate one night in the bed of Clara.
Wow, that's honestly so beautiful. And she painted the whole pillow?
No, what it went, they were big paintings, and this Mexican woman scanned and sewed and made them.
Oh, okay.
From the paintings, because the paintings were sold. Clara sold 600 paintings throughout the continents, so we don't have so many paintings of Clara because they're sold. And so that's how she said, oh, you know what, I make these paintings. So one she gave and one we bought from her.
That's like really cool. And those cushions were so cute. I can understand why she has such an attachment towards those. And even the picture which you showed us, which Clara has an attachment to, that had so much of meaning. I wouldn't even have anticipated it in that way. Like, you know, the depth that she, you know, even uses her knowledge to paint with, I think that is phenomenal as well in its own right. And now I'd like to give the opportunity to Mama to ask her question. So Mama, you may go ahead.
Hi guys, I'm so glad to meet you. I just cannot stop smiling. It's amazing to meet you guys. And with that, my question to Clara is, who is your favorite artist and why?
Oh, that's not a difficult one. Well, shall we spell it? In sign language. Let's. No. Come on, we can spell the favorite artist. Clara, a little bit of collaboration. Okay, let's start with an F. F, that is an F in sign language. And then comes a R. And then comes an E before. An E, right? And then there comes the D, right? Oh, sorry, I see she's correcting my sign language. And then comes at the end an A. Frida. Oh. Why is it Frida? Well, Frida was born already also with a rough start, and then had a further rough start when she was 14 in a bad tram crash. So she spent a whole lot of her life in hospitals, being operated and reoperated. And the story, the book of her that came in our house through Bettina, from my wife, caught in Clara's heart a lot. And also the fact that she is very change-driven woman, because she was pushing very much the socialistic movement in Mexico, and was seeing the oppressive side, of America compared to Mexico. That she rided on the success in America. The United States made her become world known, but she had a good sense of, I think, perseveration in midst of the pain. She let joy prevail beyond the pains that she went through. Pains that were also sentimental, because she married to a wretched man, and was then able to forgive and remarry him, because they divorced and they got back together. So that is also very common. Love runs on the same string of hate. Indifference is even more worrisome, because we take distance and we don't connect anymore. And this is a very passionate woman, Frida, right? That caught you very much, all the stories that we've been discovering more about this Mexican woman of the first half of last century.
Oh, thank you for sharing that with us. I can see why she is Clara's favorite artist.
Hi again, this is Jennifer. And Continuing from what I asked before, first of all, Clara, we are all so very proud. You're trying to get out of your comfort zone. You're trying to go out there, be yourself, try new things. And I think that's commendable. And also, I think the inspiration that you got from Frida, that's the exact and maybe more. We are much more inspired by you, the way you're doing, your art, the way that you just seem like such a great person to be with, and with great ideas, which it's clearly reflected in your painting. So talking about ideas, what do you think, or what according to you is diversity and inclusion? What does diversity and inclusion mean to you?
Well, Clara's you touched about this issue in the elementary school, that she was in the class. As things she would grow up, as she was growing and went into middle school, it became always harsher and harsher. So she got to touch a clearer side of exclusion, because we all are, in any case, that are born in this world, we are not welcome. This is a brutal reality, but let's face it, this is not a welcoming world, independently if we have a disability or not. And it is something that is painful to say. Also here, now that we rebooted in America, in the United States, where there's a life that is lived with a little bit more leverage, in bad and in good, it is very curious to see the school where you are. They've got a lot of activities, structured activities for an extended group of youngsters with different disabilities, but it's completely excluding any interaction with people with normal functioning abilities. And so that is diversity. In a society where there's more efficiency, paradoxically, is even more excluding. That's one second, trying to follow this. And so that is something that is a very hard, lonely path, and brings on a lot of suffering. But in the midst of that suffering, I'm convinced there come aspects of awareness and uniquenesses out that it stands up to us to transform those cursings into blessings. And it's not a trip to do it alone. When we bring this awareness, hey, we have got a creator behind us that loves us, knows us far better inside out, and he transforms what is not at all, taken in consideration into this world, and that is a fight to be fighted with gratefulness. So even when things are a mess, it's difficult, it's harsh and brutal, painful. When we start saying, hey, things are just going to be necessary to be said, no, I'm going to be grateful for what is not nice. We are starting to proclaim already victory on a battle that we're facing. And so whether it is on the irritability sometimes that is an issue, or whether it is on very clear walls that are set in front of us. But it is going to be always a thing in our nature. We are not an inclusive species, like other animals too. Also usually seen that animals, that is a part of the brutality. Disability is a luxury of our society. I call it luxury because normally the selection is done earlier. We die out faster. There's a very brutal side, and this brutal side is shifted down in other ways in our society, and seen a world that is not a sharing world, that there's a big diversity. Like where we are living, it is disgusting. If everybody would be living with a consumption rate that is here in Northern America, we need 7 planets. It will not be enough. And there's no wonder then there is building hate towards an American attitude of, feeling, oh, we are or ruling the world because we know it better. No. And that brings friction and tension.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that incident. I'm sure it was hard, but talking about, yes, the world is brutal, but talking about awareness, we as an organization, we want to bring change. And I and all of us, we firmly believe that awareness is the base of, to at least bring change, to instigate, at least to get new thoughts, to at least the beginning of change. So I think it's great that you shared this with us. If we could again in the future collaborate, we could talk to you, we could use Clara's example and spread awareness on this problem, because I really think disability is something we need to work on. But I think that's mostly because people are not aware. They don't actually realize the struggles, because as you said, there is the whole point of luxury. So we'd love to collaborate with you, get your own inputs and have a whole awareness drive, maybe call people who are just like Clara and to spread messages. So thank you so much for sharing your experience.
Joy.
Hi, my name's Rias. So you had previously talked about school, and my question is related to that. So I wanted to ask that, has Clara ever been to school? Did she like it? And if she could, what changes would she want to bring about?
Well, first, elementary school, from 1 to 5, how well was the school? Not about the elementary, about middle school, I call middle school in Italy. How was the school in middle school in Italy? Show that hand that they showed. No, she was showing like this, right? That was not a success. They put a lot of effort, mind you. Also, there was a support teacher. We were blessed, mind you, but very painful to face. Hey, I'm not welcome into this world, right? That was a very, very painful issue. How is now the school that you're facing in this school here? You need to of Angel. She wants to say about Angel. This is a woman from Hawaii that is a caregiver, gives some support in the school. It is more structured here, much more subject variety, right? And how are you living it? You've been asked more positively, even if it's a very exclusive thing because it's just with people with a disability. This year there might be more interaction with other girls and boys, and we're looking to that very, very forward, because with COVID they had segregated it still more, all the classes and all the interaction. So that is a big virtue that we're counting very, very much on building some relationships. There's some cheerleaders that also integrate people with disability. I always laughed at the absurdities of cheerleading, all this fancy American, shiny way of things. But I think, then at a certain stage, it's how we do things more than what we are doing sometimes when we're on board on some things. And we got to learn, that there's each country has got their own contexts of virtues and flaws.
Well, I personally think that more schools should bring out more changes that treat people with disabilities and people without disabilities equally, so that it's a safe space for everyone to come to school. Everyone should have the same level of excitement to come to school and to go home. So schools might not bring out these changes right now, but if they try to bring out these changes, maybe it would be better in the future for everyone to just attend to the same school instead of having different schools for everyone.
It is true, but school is an immense luxury of just the last 100 years and thousands of years of this world. So it's an enormous privilege that we're not aware of. It was something reserved to an elite, to a caste, and still today there are castes in every country of the world. And so that is a big fact that is going to be very difficult to break down. It lays a lot of responsibility on we parents more than on the stroke. We cannot expect politically or socially too much of an improvement, because already there have been done some big steps, but it lays more on we parents a lot, and that is a scary trip.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. At least now we know how Clara's school is and how she likes it. And I'm probably sure many kids out there should like their schools as well, though some do not like.
Yes.
But Clara has been such an inspiration to all of us, and that is the biggest thing that should keep her going, inspire more people and tell her side of her story.
Yeah.
Hi again, Carlo. So I've been sitting here and listening and entire story of Clara and how she overcome her obstacles, and so many interesting things about her. And it just it popped this curiosity in me, and I wanted to ask, what is something that Clara wants to achieve? What is your biggest goal or dream that she wants to pursue in her life?
Well, the one that is most known of Clara in the content that started building up on Instagram and so was when Mama took the challenge that Clara said, I want also an exhibition like Frida at New York, right? That's one, but that's an event. I think a big side of the goal is that you can live less with the shade of me and Bettina and my wife in your life, so that, and that is a big goal. If you can live a strive for independence, once that I would say 3 years ago, it was to get to be able to put up a family, to have a man in there and build a relationship. I don't know. I think honestly, we don't know, each one of us, what's the best for us. So when we check up with our creator and verify, hey, what's the best for what's my purpose for living, things unfold gradually, luckily gradually, because that's the beauty of a path that is got full of surprises, that also the bitternesses that are laying ahead, that becomes a game then to transform those bitter situations in bittersweet, and transform those challenges into virtues.
That is such a beautiful goal, and I understand that life is really unexpected, and anything can happen at any point of time. And I would just wish the best for you, and I hope that everything goes well and you achieve great success, and everyone knows about you. And hopefully, we can try to overcome disability and take it positively and promote it everywhere. So, I just wish you the best for all your future endeavors, and thank you for enlightening us with that.
With joy.
This has been sorry, Ria. This has been such a beautiful conversation, and literally, Clara, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 new friends from around the world, and we're so happy to have met you today, and we hope that maybe one day when we are making our own income and when we are a little bit more richer than we are at this point, we can come to are you staying in US or Italy currently?
We're living since 8 months in California.
Oh, okay. So it's a very expensive place, obviously, for most of us. But
crazy space, yeah. We come to Asia. Far better to come to the Middle East, or
exactly. I know.
And we get on with lots of paint and cracking and paint something together.
Yeah, hopefully we all could meet, with Clara, and maybe we could spend an amazing afternoon, evening, having fun, painting, exploring our creative side, eating some yummy food. I just hope and I pray that this will happen. because this has been a very fun conversation, and I feel sad that this conversation is almost going to come to an end. But I will hope and I will pray that, sooner or later, we can all meet with Clara and, have fun, as a bunch of kids. So that's really what I want for all.
Yes, that's great.
And now I'd like to give the opportunity to Ria to do the closing. So Ria, you may go ahead.
Thank you, Nicole. So, Carlo and Clara, I just wanted to ask you, is there anything that you would want to tell our viewers, anything regarding anything, any advice, something you want to tell them before we end this meeting?
That risks are not to be avoided, right? Or to be managed, right? And not fall into the trap of fear, right? Because as Martin Luther King said, I certainly feel the fear, but with love, I am conquering it, right? And so that is that spirit, the childhood spirit, may it never die in us. Just like Jesus says, the more childlike we are, the easier and the smoother and the simpler. It's about relation, not about religion, right?
So it was so amazing talking to the both of you. Thank you so much for taking your time to come and talk to us. And see, look, you got new friends now. You've got like all of us here and all these viewers and listeners. We're going to be seeing you. You're going to inspire them as well. You're going to make new friends. You should be happy and keep inspiring.
Great. I bless you dearly. Yeah?
Okay.
Thank you
Nicole.
so much. Have a great day, and
Yes.
keep in touch. And we definitely will keep in touch with you guys. Have a beautiful day, and hopefully we get to meet one another, Clara. As we're excited. As, you're our new best friend, literally, and we're so happy, that you came with us today. You took the time. I know you were in the middle of a painting, so sorry for disturbing, your.
No. She's very happy. She loves her breaks.
Yeah, so thank you so much, and hopefully we can catch up someday real soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.